Hello, Jeff Foster, WebBiz Ideas. This tutorial is on using third-party websites to find similar sites. Now, the main goal is to use the websites I'm going to be showing you to find related websites and then add them to your PR template. Because this tutorial is part of a much larger tutorial on finding related websites, adding them to your PR template, maybe media outlets, bloggers, and then what you can do is reach out to them at a later time, hopefully to obtain a link from them to increase your search engine rankings. So to get started, I'm going to go through 15 websites that you can use to find related websites. Now to start, you're going to need to know already some websites to do this. So perhaps your competitors or industry leaders, and then you're going to type it in. So again, let's say you're a chiropractor, the ACA Today is an industry leader, you're going to type it in a website called SimilarSites.com, and what it does is it shows you other websites that relate to SimilarSites.com. So perhaps in your PR template you already have 10 websites that relate to them. All you need to do is go to SimilarSites.com, keep plugging them in, and they're going to show you other websites that relate to them. And so that's a fantastic way to find other websites to add to your PR template. Number 2, same concept. The website's called moreofit.com. Type in a website, click search, and it finds more websites that relate to that. Number 3, Similicious. Same concept, type in a website, more sites that are very similar. SimilarWeb.com is number 4, and xmarks.com is number 5. Again, all the same websites as SimilarSites.com, just type in the website, and now you have other websites that relate to that one. This is a fantastic way to find related websites to add it to your PR template. Even if you start with 10, you can just kind of go into these sites, and now 10 turns into 20, into 30, into 40. So start there. They're great resources. But moving on, we're going to get into the Google related websites. So number 6 through 11 all relate to Google. They have a lot of tools that we can use. So number 6 here is Google Trends. Google Trends allows you to add the same thing, compare multiple websites. So let's just say we type in DIY.com. Now we got the trends of how many people are searching that. But at the same time, what does it say over here? Also visited. So now we have a list of also visited websites. And we might say, hey, I'm a bathroom remodeler, bathrooms.com. Maybe I should check that out. Maybe if I can influence them, I'll add it to my PR template, and maybe I can obtain some links that way. So Google Trends is fantastic. Number 7, Google Reader. Now what Google Reader allows you to do is really track RSS feeds. But we can use it to search for related websites. So go to Google Reader, click on Browse for stuff, and then click on Search. And then perhaps type in a subject, like Healthcare News. Now we search for feeds. Now if we were really searching for feeds, we're going to be looking to add these and subscribe these, but we're not doing that. We're looking for related websites. Now these are all websites that publish things about healthcare news, right? So we're going to say, well, I want to check out that site, see if it relates to my company. Hey, the New York Times, maybe they have a specific section about healthcare news, right? Maybe I can write some editorials, I can conduct some polls and surveys and reach out to the New York Times section and see if I can get my company mentioned. That's what we're looking for. So use Google Reader to find related websites as well. Number 8, Google News. Same concept. Type in some keywords up here and out pops all related websites and news stories that relate to that. So you don't have to, I have a search operator term in here, but you can just search for something like this, and you find many websites that relate to that. And what's good about these are they're usually high quality websites because they're published in Google News. So that's another fantastic way to find related websites. Number 9, Google Blog Search. Same concept, put a keyword in here and do a search. Number 10, Google Discussions, alright, now called Google Groups. Same thing, you put in the keyword healthcare news, but instead of websites, what it's going to show you is discussions or groups that are happening online. And so this is a great way to find a lot of forums and discussions that you can get engaged in. And in our PR template, keep in mind, under Almost Guaranteed, we have a section called Forums. So that might be a great way to find forums that you can talk about. Now, you're not going to be going on there and just publishing your your website. You're going to have a real maybe some resources or information to talk about, and then eventually maybe link to those because you don't want to get caught for spam. But you can see our other tutorials on how to reach out to sites like that. But Google Groups or Google Discussions is a fantastic way to find related websites. Now, for number 11, which is Google Ad Planner. Now, Google purchased DoubleClick a couple years back, and now they turned it into this. Now, this resource really is to find places that you want to advertise online, but you can use this to find other related websites. So this is how you do it. So obviously you need to sign in to your Google account, and then what you're going to do is you're going to click on Research, and then click on Search for Placements. Now, what we like to do for filtering is click on Placements, and then Content Match. So you can play around, but for right now, just click on these two, and then click Start Search. Now, the next filter that you're going to want to add in is English. Now, you only want to, of course, if you're in a different language, do that, but search for only English websites. Next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to choose your topic. So let's just say for this one, you're an attorney or a lawyer, and so you're going to click under law and government, and then you're going to click under legal. And so what's next is it's going to have a large list of websites that relate to law. Now, what Google is really telling you is these are websites you can advertise on. But at the same time, now you have a list of 250 websites that relate to law, and maybe you could go there. Hey, findlaw.com, expertlaw.com, US Legal, right? What are those websites? Maybe I can get involved there. Maybe they allow me to publish articles. Maybe they have an editorial calendar and I can reach out to them and get an editorial written, right? These are very influential websites, high authority in Google, and they're just listed out there for you to influence. So some other tips on using DoubleClick, though, to get a little bit more in depth is to click on the filter called Target Sites, and then you can say only find placements on sites with the following, right? .org. So if you click OK, now the search results are only going to find .org and organizations, and so these are even usually higher authority websites. So you can do that with .org, .gov, .edu to even find better websites. Another tip with doing this, a lot of times Google's default is just to say placements, right? Locations where I can place an ad. But if you deselect this and click all domains, now you're going to find any website, whether it is in Google Display AdWords Network or not. So that might be a way to open it up a little bit more and to find more. Another tip using Google Ad Planner is to export the results. Again, keep in mind, we want to add this to our PR template. So you can export the results, and then that'll be easier to copy and paste them into your PR template. So number 11 is a great resource. You can spend weeks doing that. So use Google Ad Planner to find other related websites. Number 12, Follower Wonk, a new website that really tracks discussions online. Very easy to use. Let's say we're going to use this search option. We're searching Twitter bios or biographies, right? And so we're going to type in the word healthcare news again. We're going to click do it. And now it's going to give a list of people that are talking about that topic, obviously because that's in their bio on Twitter. And so again, what we're looking for is related websites. And so hey, here we go. Right? Biomedreports.com. Let's go take a look at what that is. Here's the website. And maybe when we're clicking around, we say, hey, look at this. It says publish your own article. Hey, I want to publish articles. And here it goes. This is how you submit it. Hey, I can submit my own article. Maybe I can put a link in there if I contribute enough. And that can be a fantastic way to increase my search engine rankings. So using Follower Wonk can be a fantastic way to find related websites. Number 13, another new website that tracks people, and specifically Google Plus profiles. It's called findpeopleonplus.com. Now, this is a little raw, and I feel it will get a lot better. But what I've done so far to do this is I want to be very specific. So I come down here under Occupation, and I click on Editor. And so once I click on Editor, then I can filter it down even more. And so now I click under Employer, and I want to click usually writer or something like that. And so now I'm just looking for writers or even specifically editors of magazines that I can search for. And so now let's say I do a search for video game journalist. Let's say I'm trying to promote a video game and I want to get some media exposure, right? And now you can find people that are talking about them. They say their occupation is a journalist, right? And you can find these people's profiles and they say, hey, this is my employment, GameIndustry.com. Well, let's go take a look at that. Maybe I can get an editorial there. Maybe I can reach out to this person and at this website, and they can write about my video game or my video game software or whatever you're selling that relates to video game. Again, you're going to find a lot of people like this. Hey, here's Christopher Grant. He's, talking about video games. He said, now I'm building the world's largest video game site. Here it is, occupation, editor-in-chief, Polygon. Let's go take a look at that website and maybe see if that's going to relate to me. And add it to your PR template if you think that you can influence this person or anyone on this website. Number 14, you can use LinkedIn to find related websites. So how do we do this? Again, we found this person right here. Let's say we're a landscaper. We want to get involved in some sort of gardening, landscaping ideas. Now we found this person, and they're a member at Garden Writers Association. Well, how do we find that? Well, if we click back here, again, we did some filters as well, right? Our keyword was landscaping. We're looking in the United States. We're in Minnesota, so we even put Duluth, Minnesota. And we clicked that they're a writer and an editor. And so now we find Barry G. And so now we're going to find all his associations. Not necessarily any website he owns, but all his association, he writes for these people. And maybe this one, right? Garden Writers Association, that's right there. Let's go take a look at that. What's that all about? Right? We go to Gardens, Writers Association, we read all about it. And as we're searching through these things, well, maybe we find, hey, there's member profile, there's advertising opportunities. And so, right, this is what we did. We looked through there. Hey, there's valued sponsors, right? Maybe I can be a link here. Hey, maybe it's worth it that I spend $1,000 to get my logo and to get a link here. Maybe if not that, there's other partnership programs over here. Maybe I can, click on this. What partnership are these? Hey, these are some other websites. Maybe I can look at them. Maybe I can get listed there. Right? This is how you use these sites to find related websites. So use LinkedIn, find people that relate to your subjects, and look through their experience of where they worked. And you're going to find a lot of fantastic related websites. And keep in mind, another tip while you're doing this is to not stop here. Again, if it's gardenwriters.org, take gardenwriters.org and again plug it into other websites, similarsites.com. See what other sites relate to that. Our other tutorials taught you how to use things like Open Site Explorer. Type that into Open Site Explorer. Do a search for that specific domain name and find other websites that link to gardenwriters.org. Hey, there's 428. So it's just a way to broaden, again, your related websites. It's a never-ending process. You find one website, you can plug it into about 20 different tools. I'm showing you 15 here. And so you repeat this process over and over and over, and you're going to build a very, very large media database. Now, the final one is on Twitter. Who links to you on Twitter? And there's a fantastic cool tool called Back Tweets. And all you do is you're going to type in a website. You're going to type in a website or a keyword like landscaping ideas, and you're going to click a search. And now what it's going to do is going to find not just other people talking about it, but other people that posted Twitter updates, and then other people that have linked to it. And so now as you start tracking all these places that link to someone that tweeted about something, you're going to find some fantastic websites. These are just some of the websites that I found looking through those. The HGTV, it's like, hey, fantastic. Maybe I can get involved in this website. There's KBB Online. Maybe I can get involved in this website. Hey, there's this website. Hey, there's even Submit a Story. There's a Sign Up. Maybe I can sign up and submit a bunch of stories and get a bunch of links. Look at this. This person did it, right? Copy this as an example. Put it in your PR template. Another thing about this search, you can use search operating terms again. So look at this. They talk about different search operating terms you can do. Put things in quotes to find better things using this tool. So that's the 15th, and that's really the tutorial on finding related websites using third-party sites. Really, my only tip to all of this is once you find related websites, keep refreshing this entire process. Keep putting it into SimilarSites.com. Keep putting it into OpenSiteExplorer.com, and use the sites that you find to find even more and more and more every single month.